Hey everybody, I'm Wildman West.
I'm Jefe.
And welcome to our Cinco de Mayo episode of What's Your Poison? It's been a while, but you know what? Good things are worth waiting for. Today we have 4 different Mexican-inspired beers from pretty much like a wheat ale to a lager to a Gose and also pretty much a stout almost, give or take.
So yeah, that's the direction we decided to go this time. Instead of going with the typical Mexican traditional beers, we went with Mexican-inspired beers from breweries all around the country.
I mean, because we could have done things like Agave or Corona, but that's been done before. We wanted to give you something different, like we always do. So with that being said, let's start off with our first beer.
First beer we have is from Breckenridge Brewery. This is the Agave Wheat. They've been making this beer for quite some time. It is a wheat beer made with some agave nectar. This has always had more of a Hispanic undertone to it due to its marketing and how they've always promoted it with the big beautiful skeleton. I have a fun story about that actually. One year working at the beer market years ago, I had gotten a snowboard. So like every year, Breckenridge comes in, because they're from Colorado, they come out with a new design of a snowboard. And there was this beautiful snowboard, and I had it on a t-shirt one time, but t-shirts just ran thin real quick. It was of this skeleton, like this is a painted skull, but it was the full skeleton wearing the sombrero, and he was drinking the beer, and you could see the beer going through his rib cage. And it was just all on the back of this snowboard. It was so beautiful. It was such great artwork.
There's a bite. There's a bite to the smell.
Bite to the smell.
aroma. Oh gosh, it's like it's hitting me. Not a bad way. It's just kind of like a.
Right. So and he's not wrong. There's definitely and I don't want to call it harshness in a bad way, but there is like a bite that you can smell.
Yeah, I mean.
It's that beer bite, really, honestly. So, like, this is a wheat ale. When we were talking about wheat ales, it's not like a Belgian wit where it's like a lot of orange coriander. It's just an unfiltered ale. It's pretty hazy. I've seen hazier things. It still has a little bit of translucency, but it's pretty
really good on
standard wheat ale. American wheat ale is basically what we're going for here. So, this was some agave nectar, so we'll kind of see how that goes.
Great. It's okay.
Tastes like a drink of beer.
Yeah.
Like, and that's so weird.
I'll drink a beer. I'll drink a beer. What?
So there's really almost no sweetness to this at all.
No.
It does taste like kind of like an unfiltered beer.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really getting any kind of
nothing to call home about.
I'm telling you right now, like if I were to drink this blind, I would not be able to tell this was a wheat beer at all.
No.
Not even close. Like
it tasted like an unfiltered like Miller Lite. It's just Miller. It just tasted like Miller.
Kidding. So and like
MGD.
There is just this undertone of graininess to it, and a little bit of bitterness from the malt.
Yeah.
But it's not hoppy. So like that in that sense, it could be more like a wheat. But
it's not bad, but it's not great.
It drinks like a Kolsch kind of.
Yeah.
It's just a little hazy Kolsch. Yeah, I would not be able to tell this was a wheat beer all on its own. So, Agave Wheat.
It's very hearty. A little too hearty for me. A little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it was trying to be anything sweet.
No.
I think this is just like a go-to kind of like a patio beer. Like, I honestly think the name probably pushes people away. People who like light beers would probably enjoy this. It's just like a bit of a bolder flavor.
For me, I would say this is probably a one and done. I'm going to go ahead 2 3/4 pounds. I had a lot of hopes for this.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 pounds. I'm going to go 2.5 pounds on that for the Agave Wheat from Breckenridge. Breckenridge does make some pretty awesome beers. This is just one of their core beers. It's a go-to. It's easy to find. You can get it at Benny's. If you like light beers with a little bit of bolder flavor, try this. Don't let Agave Wheat scare you away.
No, like we said, it's not horrible, but it's not. But for us, it didn't wow us like we were hoping.
Right,
and that's all it is.
Just a little wow. It was just like, it's a beer.
Yeah, like
I drink a beer.
It was a half an Owen Wilson. It wasn't a wow. It was just a wow. All right.
Yeah, I drank a beer. That's what I say. So I drank a beer
too. All right. Well, let's hope that we don't just drink a beer on the next round. So let's get to it. All right. So for round 2 from Avery Brewing in Boulder, Colorado, we have El Gose. This is a session sour ale with limes and sea salt. Brewed with Rocky Mountain water, malted barley, malted wheat, limes, salts, hops and yeast, This is interesting because it's a 4.5 ABV, 100 calories, and 3.5 carbs. That kind of sounds like a little bit like a seltzer.
It's very low. So like a lot of the sours, I mean, normally depend on a lot of sugars, but Gose style beers have more of a salt kind of tendency. So they're called the Gose because it's after the Gose River in Germany.
I know I said Gose.
No, you could say Gose, Gose.
We've always questioned that, haven't we?
I mean, it's honestly, I don't think it really matters. Everyone knows what you're talking about. So,
the Gose River. Key this out.
I don't know. The Gose River in Germany. Well, I can smell that from here. It just had more of a salted base to it. So it was their beers that they made in the Gose River was naturally more salty, so it just turned into a different style of beer. They were just making Berliner Weiss style beers, but with the salty
this looks like lemonade.
It really does. Like the carbonation went away almost immediately. There's tiny bubbles if you shake it, but that's I piddled all night. But there's almost no carbonation. It looks kind of like pickle juice right now.
Doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
So normally Gose style beer just has, its natural sour base, but this one's got lime juice in it. So these guys are going for more of a margarita kind of feel. So that's why I want to give it a shot.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. That tastes like a limerita.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of a beer taste to it, but it's mostly just lime, and it's very thin. It is very, very thin like water, like the lightest body in the beer that you could possibly get. And I think a lot of that comes from there being a lack of carbonation. I mean, it came straight from the can, like we just cracked it open. So it's interesting. I kind of switched it around in my mouth, getting it a little more sudden there. Yeah, it's like a beerita. Honestly, just lime, lime, salty. And I think that's where the dryness comes from, is that salty. Honestly, I mean, it's not bad.
No.
Maybe a little colder. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad.
I'd say middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly, I'd give it 3 pals.
3 pals? I'm going to go unanimous on this one. Yeah, unanimous 3, because that's what I was thinking. I was just like,
Flavor's definitely more powerful than the last one we just had. We were kind of debating on doing this beer first or doing the agave, or doing this one first.
Yeah, because Agave Wheat.
Normally we start with a sour and go from there, but the Agave Wheat, that was a good starter. This one,
I was gonna say this
El Gose.
Yeah, this time I decided for the lineup we would do the lowest ABV to the highest ABV. Because I mean, I've learned a lot from Jefe over here when it kind of like, as you progress, but at this time, it was things that we aren't necessarily familiar with.
Right.
I mean, we're aware of the concepts or the styles, but we just, it's nice to change it up once in a while.
Absolutely, yeah. No, this was a good thing. I'm really glad that we went with the Agave Wheat first and then moved to the sour. So, 3 pals. That's not bad. It's approachable. It's drinkable. Like, I would recommend it if someone said, "Oh, is this good?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's good."
All right, well, while we're finishing up these Gose beers, we're going to move on for round number 3 with something more on the lager style.
Next up, we have 21st Amendment Brewery out of California. This is San Francisco, and this is Cerveza El Sully. It is a Mexican-style lager, and it is 4.8 ABV. I just realized that including this, 3 beers are under 5%, and that is very rare for us.
Yeah.
The description back here, El Sully. You are closer to him right now than most people will ever have the good fortune to be. I would like to know who Sully is.
Well, wasn't he part of Monsters, Inc.? Sorry, folks, I couldn't help it.
Yes, that's Sully from Pixar's Monsters, Inc.
Oh, I forgot my glass over here.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're going to give this a shot here.
You see, folks, in between rounds, sometimes we have to clean out the glasses just so we, clean our palates out. Yes, it is best. As Jefe once said, beer clean is important, otherwise no drinking.
No drinking.
It's pretty clean.
Definitely cleaner. The cleanest, the cleanest beer that we've had so far.
Yeah.
Still, the most transparent one we've had so far. As a Mexican-style lager, I don't know what they're considering as a Mexican-style lager, but we're going to assume just Mexican light beer.
This one smells a lot sweeter than the Agave Wheat. I'm getting a hint of almost like apple in there a little bit.
A little bit. There's that crispness in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be very clean and crisp, so I'd like to see where we go from there.
There we go. Tastes like apple cider.
It has got a really like a green apple kind of.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I like it. It's not like like oh my god, holy crap.
So,
but it's like this is a well.
So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I know they're not putting apple in this.
No, but I mean,
whatever combination of the malt and hops that they have in here, that chemical combo is definitely pitting the two together to kind of create that a little bit of a tart sweetness.
Amen.
Yeah, and that.
Yeah, it's got that tartness. It's got like a little sweetness in there. It's got the heartiness, kind of like what we had earlier.
Yeah. I want to say it's got characteristics kind of the last two beers we have had.
Like a Wonder Twin Powers Activate.
Kinda, yeah. So there's more carbonation in this than there was in the last one, but just about as much as there was in the first one. But then there's more of a sweetness in this one, which is interesting because that's all it is. It's just
even though there's
original ingredients.
Yeah, even though there's a heartiness to it, it's very drinkable.
Yeah, it's very drinkable.
I would say El Sully is definitely this probably could be a crusher. You could crush this one.
A patio pounder.
Patio pounder.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I'm gonna give this one 4 pounds, man.
4 pounds? All right. You know what? To be fair, I like it. I want to give it 4. I'm gonna take it just a little bit lower. I'm gonna do 3 3/4.
Fair enough.
3 3/4. I mean, it's passing grade and it's very tasty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if someone were to ask me if this was good, I'd say yeah, it's good. Definitely better than what I expected, to be honest.
I agree. Well, 3 down and 1 more to go. And like with anything, whether it's food or whatnot, we always save dessert for last. So let's get. So for our 4th and final round today, from Pipeworks in Chicago, we have Chocolate Churro. This is a dark ale with cocoa nibs, cinnamon, vanilla, and lactose. So we all know how we feel about the cocoa nibs.
Absolutely. I just thought that this would be a fun one to end it off on, and it is a lot lighter than I expected. What?
I know.
What is that? No, what does it say it is?
It says it's an ale. It's a dark ale. Yeah.
It says ale with cocoa, cinnamon, vanilla, and it looks like this?
Right?
Okay, time out. There's like floaters in here. Like the whole thing is floaty.
It's floaty.
Look at it. Look.
I know.
It's kind of weird.
Maybe they broke down a churro and put it into the,
I mean, because I'm looking at it and it's like you swish it around, it kind of like moves like Jello.
So
no, look at this. Look,
I know.
I don't think the camera can see this, but like all of the specs inside of this, like it's just loaded. It looks like like seasoning inside of the beer, but you just swish it around. It's not sinking. They're staying exactly where they are. They literally like makes no sense whatsoever. This is so weird. Okay, I'm. Ugh.
Smells
Lots
like
of cinnamon. Yeah, I definitely get the cinnamon.
And this is 7% ABV, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It's I think I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, 7% ABV. That's the highest percentage that we've had today.
Which is odd because we normally go higher. We go in the double digits normally.
This is so strange. This is so weird.
Well, let's go for it.
I mean, good flavor, like really good flavor.
Oh, it's a churro in beer form.
Okay, now I mean,
and the chocolate's on the last.
I'm getting the chocolate. I get the cinnamon. I get a breadiness to it. The look still throws me off.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know, man. Like again, if I was drinking this blindfolded, I'd be like, "Oh wow, this is really good." But I'm just looking at it. It looks like Jello. Like just all these floaters. Just and how they stay where they are is beyond me. Like, even when I do this, they all stay exactly. This is so weird.
Weird, but it's a damn good tasting beverage.
It's very flavorful. Like all the flavors are hitting right there. It's very tasty. This is a one and done for me. Like my stomach's just kind of turning looking at it. I don't know what it is.
So you want one more?
No, thank you.
All right, more for me then.
I mean, like honest, I'm not mad at it. I'm just confused. My brain and my taste buds are not making sense of this.
Look at it more now.
I know.
After a while, he's gonna keep looking at everything going. He's gonna go. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm just thrown off. This is not what I expected at all. Flavor's great. Don't get me wrong. Oh man.
So what would you rate this one? Big
I don't
Cheese?
even know, man. Just keep looking.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say a 4 1/4 pal for me on this one, man.
I'm gonna say 3 pals. I'm not mad at it. I just, like, if someone says, yeah, it's real tasty, it's just weird. The beer is really like drinking a Jell-O mold. Like, you mixed up all the ingredients, it's got that swirliness to it, and right as you put it into the fridge, it's still, like, very, like, fluff. And then it, like, so I feel like you put this in the fridge for long enough. I mean, it's been in the fridge for a while. I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. You can add some clear... I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
You son of a bitch.
Why?
Now I'm seeing it.
Right, but here's the thing. So, like, take some clear Jell-O, like just some like clear gelatin, and mix it with that. And you just eat it like chocolate.
Oh no,
chocolate churro Jell-O. I mean, it tastes good. It's just in my head.
And now you got it in my head.
I'm sorry, but
motherfucker.
It still tastes good. It still tastes good. If I was tasting it. That's what we need to do. We need to do a What's Your Poison blindfold episode where I pick 2 beers and he picks 2 beers blindfolded, and then see how we react. Done. Weird beers, right? They gotta be weird beers.
Weird beers. Oh,
I love weird beers.
challenge accepted.
All right, fair enough.
Shaking on it. All right. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs down if you've had some of these beers before and you don't necessarily agree with our review. Also, make sure that you share on social media, but most importantly, push that little red button and ring the bell for instant notifications. Also, while you're at it, make sure you check out Jefe's channel, Beer You, Beer Me, both on YouTube and on TikTok. He's back in the saddle again, folks, and I'm looking forward to the more that he does, because it's going to be great. Other than that, I'm Wild Man Wes.
I'm Jefe.
And we'll see you next time on What's Your Poison. Take care, and happy Cinco de Mayo.